Welcome back to Change Your Life. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Jefferson nickel value coins. In this video, we'll explore the worth, iconic design, hidden treasures, and shocking history behind the top 3 most valuable and expensive Jefferson nickels from the United States of America. The coins we'll be revealing today are 1995p, 2000D, 2001D. These are copper nickel coins, featuring President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the classic Monticello reverse design, one of the most recognizable symbols in American coin history. At first glance, these nickels may look completely ordinary. Many appear dirty, worn, and heavily circulated, showing years of everyday use. But don't let their appearance fool you. Some of these seemingly common Jefferson nickels have rare varieties, striking errors, or exceptional condition grades that make them highly desirable to collectors. Today, certain examples could be worth thousands, or even much more, dollars. So before you spend that old nickel sitting in your pocket or coin jar, stick around, because you might be holding a hidden treasure in your hands. Backhand index pointing right first up. Coin number 1. Hold a 2000 Jefferson nickel in your hand. Small. Lightweight. Ordinary. A simple 5-cent coin. A small D mint mark beside the date. Struck in Denver. At first glance, it feels like nothing. Copper nickel. No silver. No gold. No dramatic shine. The surface may be dirty. The details softened from years of circulation. Monticello on the reverse slightly worn. Jefferson's profile on the front smoothed by time. Most people would drop it into a jar without thinking twice. But coins do not reveal their full story at first glance. The Jefferson nickel has been part of American life since 1938. It survived wars, recessions, inflation, and economic shifts. By the year 2000, America was entering a new millennium. Technology was booming. The world felt modern. Yet this small 5-cent piece still carried a design rooted in history, Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, and his historic home, Monticello, standing firm on the reverse. The 2000D nickel was produced in large numbers. It was made for daily use. Built for durability. Its copper core layered with nickel gave it strength against wear. Millions were struck. Millions were spent. Millions were ignored. And that is exactly why people underestimate it. A dirty, heavily circulated 2000D Jefferson nickel looks common. It may have scratches, discoloration, slight rim wear. The steps of Monticello may not be sharp. The fields may show contact marks from other coins. Nothing about it screams treasure. Here is the grounded truth. A standard 2000D Jefferson nickel in worn condition is usually worth 5 cents. Face value. It does not contain precious metal. It does not carry intrinsic silver weight. Its value comes from collectability, not metal content. But within mass production, mistakes can happen. And that is where things change. Occasionally, a coin leaves the mint with a dramatic error. A double strike. An off-center design. A clipped planchet. A misaligned die. Or a rare high-grade example with nearly perfect details, especially sharp Monticello steps, something collectors call full steps. Those small details matter. Because in coin collecting, condition and rarity create value. A modern coin in exceptional mint state condition can surprise the market. A rare and dramatic mint error can turn a 5-cent piece into a 3-figure or even 4-figure collectible. But let's slow down and stay realistic. The idea that a regular dirty 2000D Jefferson nickel will make someone a billionaire overnight is fantasy. The coin market does not reward hype. It rewards verified rarity, authentication, grading, and real demand. Without those factors, it remains 5 cents. Still, people have overlooked valuable coins before. Imagine someone sorting through pocket change. They find a 2000D nickel with unusually sharp details. The steps on Monticello are fully visible. The strike is clean. The surfaces are original. Or perhaps they notice doubling in the lettering. A strange alignment shift. Something that does not look standard. That curiosity leads to closer inspection. Then authentication. Then grading. And suddenly, the coin is no longer ordinary. The 2000 Jefferson nickel represents the durability of American coinage. It shows how modern coins are built for survival. Even heavily circulated examples tell a story. They pass through gas stations, grocery stores, vending machines, and countless transactions. They lived a financial life. Monticello on the reverse is more than architecture. It symbolizes early American ideals. Jefferson's portrait represents intellectual strength and political legacy. Even on a small coin, those symbols carry weight. If you find a 2000 Jefferson nickel, do not clean it. Cleaning destroys surface originality and reduces collector interest. Leave the dirt. Leave the natural wear. Examine it carefully. Compare it to known examples. Check for unusual strike quality. Look at the steps of Monticello. Study the lettering. Most will be common. Some may be interesting. A very few may be special. And that difference is everything. In coin collecting, fortune does not come from imagination. It comes from knowledge meeting rarity. It comes from understanding that millions of coins are ordinary, but a tiny fraction stand apart. A dirty, worn 2000 Jefferson nickel may simply be 5 cents. Or it may hold a feature that most people never notice. The power is not in the coin alone. It is in the attention you give it. Slow down before you dismiss it. Look closer. Stay informed. Because sometimes the smallest coin in your pocket carries the biggest lesson, and occasionally, under the right circumstances, far more value than anyone expects. Hold a 2001 Jefferson nickel in your hand. Small. Quiet. Almost invisible. 5 cents. A tiny D mint mark beneath the date. Struck in Denver. At first glance, it feels completely ordinary. Copper nickel over a solid copper core. No silver shine. No golden glow. Just a smooth gray surface, maybe dirty, maybe scratched, maybe worn from years of circulation. Monticello stands on the reverse, but the fine steps may look faded. Jefferson's portrait on the front might be softened from friction and time. Most people would never look twice. And that is exactly why coins like this are overlooked. The Jefferson nickel has been part of American currency since 1938. It survived wartime metal changes, economic shifts, inflation, and modernization. By 2001, the United States was entering a new era. Technology was accelerating. Markets were shifting. But the nickel remained steady, simple, durable, functional. The 2001 Jefferson nickel was struck in large numbers at the Denver Mint. It was built for circulation. Designed to endure contact with thousands of other coins. Engineered to survive cash registers, vending machines, coin rolls, and pockets across the country. A dirty, heavily circulated 2001 nickel tells a silent story. It may have traveled across states. Passed through countless hands. Sat forgotten in jars. Dropped between couch cushions. Its surface marks are not damage alone, they are history. Now let's be honest. A standard 2001 Jefferson nickel in worn condition is typically worth 5 cents. Face value. It does not contain silver. It does not have precious metal melt value. It was not minted as a rare collector coin. That is the grounded reality. But within millions of coins, small differences can exist. Sometimes a die shifts slightly. Sometimes a strike is unusually sharp. Sometimes doubling appears in the lettering. Sometimes the steps of Monticello are fully defined and crisp, something collectors call full steps. Those small details can transform a common coin into something desirable. In coin collecting, condition is everything. A heavily circulated example usually remains common. But a nearly flawless 2001 nickel, bright surfaces, strong strike, sharp steps, can command attention. Modern coins graded at the highest mint state levels are far rarer than people think. Because most coins are used. Most are scratched. Most are handled carelessly. And then there are mint errors. An off-center strike. A clipped planchet. A dramatic die crack. A misaligned design. These are the surprises that shake collectors. A rare error on a modern nickel can push value far beyond 5 cents. Hundreds of dollars in some cases. Even more if the error is dramatic and authenticated. But we must slow down and stay realistic. The idea that a regular dirty 2001D Jefferson nickel will make someone a billionaire overnight is fantasy. The coin market does not reward exaggeration. It rewards scarcity, demand, authentication, and professional grading. Without those elements, value remains modest. Still, people have underestimated small coins before. Imagine someone rolling up spare change. They notice a 2001D nickel with unusually sharp Monticello steps. The strike looks stronger than normal. The surfaces are original and uncleaned. They compare it with other nickels and see the difference. That curiosity leads to grading. That grading confirms a high mint state example. Suddenly, 5 cents becomes something more. Not millions. But meaningful. Monticello on the reverse represents Jefferson's architectural vision and intellectual legacy. It stands firm even when worn. Jefferson's portrait on the obverse reflects stability and tradition in American coinage. These symbols keep the series relevant among collectors. If you find a 2001D Jefferson nickel, never clean it. Cleaning destroys natural surfaces and reduces potential collector value. Dirt and toning are part of its authenticity. Examine it carefully under light. Check the steps. Study the lettering. Look for anything unusual. Most examples will be common. A few may be higher grade. A very small number may carry rare errors. And that is where knowledge becomes powerful. The real shock in coin collecting is not hype. It is discovery. It is that quiet moment when someone realizes an overlooked coin has a rare feature. It is the difference between spending it blindly and examining it closely. A dirty, worn 2001D Jefferson nickel may simply be 5 cents. Or it may carry a detail that sets it apart. The difference lies not in imagination, but in awareness. Slow down before you dismiss it. Look carefully. Stay informed. Because in the world of coins, even the smallest denomination can carry history and occasionally, far more value than anyone expected. Hold a 1995 Jefferson nickel in your hand. Small. Quiet. Easy to ignore. A simple 5-cent coin from the United States of America. The portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left. Monticello standing firmly on the reverse. If it carries a P mint mark, it was struck in Philadelphia. If there is no mint mark, that also tells a story because older Philadelphia nickels traditionally carried none. Either way, at first glance, it feels ordinary. Copper nickel. No silver. No gold. No dramatic shine. Maybe it's dirty. Maybe heavily worn. Maybe the details are soft from years of circulation. Most people would spend it without hesitation. But coins are not just money. They are survivors of time. The Jefferson nickel has been in production since 1938. Through world wars, recessions, market crashes, and technological revolutions, the small 5-cent piece remained constant. By 1995, America was in the middle of the 1990s economic expansion. The world was becoming digital. Yet this traditional coin design still carried Jefferson's calm profile and the strong image of Monticello, a reminder of early American ideals. The 1995 nickel was produced in large numbers. It was meant for circulation. Built to survive wear and friction. Its copper core layered with nickel gave it durability. Millions entered the economy. Millions were spent. Millions were forgotten. Now imagine one today. Dirty. Heavily circulated. The steps of Monticello barely visible. Jefferson's hair flattened. Light scratches across the fields. To most people, it looks worn out. Here is the grounded truth. A normal 1995 Jefferson nickel in circulated condition is typically worth 5 cents. Face value. It contains no precious silver. Its metal alone does not create high value. That is reality. But in coin collecting, rarity does not always come from the date alone. It comes from condition and errors. A sharply struck 1995 nickel with full, clear steps on Monticello, known among collectors as full steps, can command significantly more than face value when graded at high mint state levels. Why? Because most nickels are poorly struck or heavily used. Perfect or near-perfect survivors are rare. Then there are mint errors. Double dies. Off-center strikes. Clipped planchets. Die cracks. Misaligned dies. These are the moments where production mistakes transform an ordinary coin into something special. A dramatic and authenticated mint error can push value into hundreds, sometimes more depending on demand and severity. But let's slow down. The idea that a regular dirty 1995 Jefferson nickel will make you a billionaire overnight is not realistic. The coin market is built on scarcity, verified authenticity, professional grading, and collector demand. Without those elements, even an old nickel remains 5 cents. Still, people underestimate small coins every day. Imagine someone sorting through pocket change. They notice a 1995 nickel with unusually sharp detail. The steps on Monticello are crisp and complete. The surfaces are original and uncleaned. The strike looks stronger than average. That curiosity leads to closer examination. That examination leads to grading. And grading confirms a high-condition rarity. Suddenly, 5 cents becomes far more. Not millions. But meaningful. Monticello on the reverse is not just a building. It represents architecture, intellect, and American beginnings. Jefferson's portrait represents leadership and philosophy. These designs give the nickel cultural depth beyond its denomination. If you own a 1995 Jefferson nickel, never clean it. Cleaning removes original surfaces and reduces collector interest. Dirt and toning can be part of its authenticity. Examine it under good light. Compare it with other nickels. Look closely at the steps of Monticello. Study the lettering for doubling. Check the alignment. Most will be common. Some may be high grade. A very small number may be rare due to condition or error. And that difference changes everything. The true shock in coin collecting is not hype. It is discovery. It is realizing that even a coin people overlook can carry hidden potential, not because it is old, but because it survived in exceptional condition or carries a rare production flaw. A dirty, worn 1995 Jefferson nickel may simply be 5 cents. Or it may be a quiet reminder that value hides in details. The real power is not fantasy wealth. It is awareness. Slow down before you spend it. Look carefully. Stay informed. Because in the world of coins, the smallest denomination can still carry history and occasionally, far more value than anyone expected.